Chapter 1. Online Marketing. The Simple Facts. What is online marketing? Some years ago, I was in the lucky state of becoming a father for the third time. There was one problem though. Our house was too small. We needed a bigger house, but our financial situation didn't exactly support the idea. Just recovering from a huge debt, everything concerning money was creating stress and a sense of anxiety. Still, we had to go through with it, and we were looking at a lot of houses, searching for one that served the purpose of having enough space, being within a decent price range, and being in an area that made it practical to get to work and our other obligations. First, we had to sell the small house we had. I was quite frustrated, and I kept talking about it all day, among friends, at work, and everywhere I was. I got a suggestion for the price of the house and was about to start advertising in the local newspaper. I decided that would do. When I was working on how to formulate the advertisement, the phone rang. This was a person who had heard that I was going to sell the house. I was a bit amazed. After all, I hadn't started to promote it yet. We finished the conversation and made a deal that I would call back when I was ready with the paperwork. I continued working on this announcement, but I got another call within the same hour from someone else who also wanted to buy the house. Weird, was my thought. But again, if two persons wanted to buy the house, let's let one of them have it. I never got to the marketing of the house in the paper. It was sold a week later for a price I wouldn't dare to ask when we started. It was also enough to get the financial situation in good shape for buying a house big enough for the expanding family. This was a successful moment of marketing. I just didn't know it at the time. Rumors will have it that online marketing is the best way to lose money. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. When you know the simple facts about online marketing, you understand how you can deal with it. You will know more about what you are looking for, and at the end of the chapter, I've entered the steps you should take to start your journey in a way that makes it fun, keeps it easy, and hopefully helps you avoid getting lost in the jungle of opportunities. When you have finished this chapter, you will begin to understand how simple it really is, and you will probably get an idea of how you can design your own online marketing. You will also start to understand how to look beyond the obstacles and focus on what matters, the efficiency of simplicity. When I started my marketing, I didn't know anything about why one did this or that. I was told to do it, and I did. My results were really bad for a long time. My system became a really chaotic bunch of electronic documents, papers, recordings, and it broke down completely. There was just one thing to do, namely start over and try to make a better system, which, of course, broke down as I went along in the process. Whatever time I had available went toward making the system better and better. I got addicted, kept on improving, learning more, testing more, trying out more, always with the conviction that this time it would work. I simply knew I would get a lot of customers. The truth is, no one was interested in what I had to offer. At least that was my excuse, based on the rationale that a lot of others made it work, doing the same thing as I did. Why didn't people like my marketing? I got used to keep doing what I should do without any customers turning up. I still believed that my system had to be right and the customers would come. Every time I tested something new, convinced that it would result in vast numbers of customers, nothing happened. Then one day, a customer! What do I do now? I had been told the customers would follow the system I had set up, but nobody told me I had to speak to my customers. Can you feel the panic? In that particular system, talking to the customers was very important to make them buy the products. Communication had never been a problem for me until then. I didn't know what to say, I didn't know what to do. I felt sorry for my customer because I didn't have a clue about what to do. I realized I had to learn how to speak to my customers, My brain was screaming, how do we speak to customers? I found a solution, and it worked, partly, at least. There are many ways of speaking to a customer. The first rule is letting them know who you are and why they want to buy the product or service you offer. You are a lot closer than I was. I was good at making systems that didn't work, or was it something else? All kinds of doubts started to turn up, out of the blue. It got really hard to do the daily tasks. I was not convinced it would work. I believe that communication online was a different way of communicating. It isn't. Communication is communication. The only difference is that you can communicate with people from the whole world. You can communicate through all the channels you normally use to communicate with people. Talk to them, use a phone, any kind of video chatting, social media, or through email. I knew about all of these, but not how to use them as a part of my marketing. My search for answers gave a lot of results, or to be honest, just one. There's one thing that successful people have in common, no matter what kind of success they have. It's more important than communication. It is the basic of the basics. You have to be yourself and do what you love.